It's time for KOVC Sports.
And welcome everyone here to Charlie Brown Memorial Baseball Field here in beautiful Valley City, Jerry Edwards. Today here on the Voice of the Valley, 1490 AM, 96.3 FM, KOVC, and online over at newsco.com and on our YouTube channel, KOVC Live. Well, this is probably the game that everyone had circled at the beginning of the year. It is Valley City and LaMoure now. I've joked with some of my colleagues before that Valley City pretty much got a blessed draw when it came to this region, avoiding the Castletons, the Kindreds, the Northern Casses, all that. The one team you look at this region and you're like, all right, you got to play today, it's LaMoure. You think LaMoure, you think baseball. You think LaMoure, you think the Fieldjuices. When you think LaMoure baseball, you also think about the Fieldjuices. And though the roster is not littered with Fieldjuices like it was in previous years, you still know that programs, even when they might not have the name brand recognition they had in previous years, they're still going to be a hard out. I attribute a LaMoure to the way that I would attribute a team like Langdon. Now, Langdon, when I was up in Grafton, they were top dog in baseball, and Grafton had themselves a really good team. They might have had a chance to compete for some state titles if they didn't have to run into Langdon. Their record would have looked a lot better if they just could beat Langdon, but they couldn't. Langdon was always a team that never beat itself. And when you have a program like LaMoure, you know they're probably not going to beat themselves that often. You look at 1 through 9, on this LaMoure team, they're going to play some disciplined baseball. Valley City's got a couple of nice wins to start out against Carrington, have not had to go the distance yet. I expect that to change today between the Highliners and the LaMoure, Litchfield, Marion Lobos. Let's get to our starting lineups today here on our Sanford Health pregame show. Here for all, here for good. Start off here with the lineup for LaMoure. It'll be Logan Potts leading off and in center field. Ross Fredenberg will be in left field. Mason Workin will be pitching today and hitting third. Cleaning up will be the catcher, Brady Hansen. Hitting fifth will be Jaden Paul at second base. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, Easton Theolgis. At shortstop will be Colin Barnick. He'll be batting seventh. Batting eighth, right fielder Grayson Madsen. And rounding out the lineup today, Seth Irie. Take a look here at the lineup for Valley City. It's going to be, well, same old, same old. We got Corbin Powell behind the dish leading off. And then we got Jack Samuelson at shortstop. James Schwer will be pitching today. Andrew Sikora cleaning up and in right field. Leighton Hendrickson will be in center field. Batting sixth will be the left fielder, Parker Rolsema. Luke Praska at third base and hitting seventh. Batting eighth, first baseman Adam Shanenko, and Chase Coughlin rounds out the lineup today for Valley City. He will be over at second base. So you kind of look at everything on paper, and again, sometimes looking at things on paper isn't really worth the paper it's printed on. But you take a look at kind of how all this is stacking up, and it is stacking up to be kind of this big two-horse race between Valley City and LaMoure. That's at least what the paper would suggest. Valley City, of course, had their two dominant wins against Carrington. LaMoure on the other end, one beat Carrington, but not by as much. 6-5 score. It was a close game versus the Cardinals. And then they go into Southport, or over to Wishick, and lose by a score of 4-3. Southport are also a team that might be able to make a run this year. They're going to kind of count on everybody overlooking them. So Southporter gonna be an interesting little region, because Valley City, you can say they avoided playing the Castletons, the Kindreds, all of that. It also came at the expense of having to travel a little bit more around this region. And this region just going to be interesting. You got Carrington, which of course Valley City has seen twice. You got Kidder County, who started out with a 7-4 win over Hart River. And then you got New Rockford, Cheyenne also in the mix as well. Medina, Pingree, Buchanan going to be playing in this region as well. So this is all just going to kind of be, it's a barrel of unknowns, but kind of the two, I think, the known quantity in this was LaMoure. But again, they're going through some turnovers. They've had deeper teams than they've had this season, but still, you can always count on LaMoure being a well-coached team. And well-coached teams have the ability to beat teams that don't execute properly, even teams that on paper might have more hitting, might have more pitching, might have more speed, so on and so on. So Valley City cannot really take anything for granted in this one. Kind of look at all the new regions that have been formed, and when this was all kind of getting shaken out, I thought Valley City was going to get put into Region 1 because it made the most sense. Central Cass is there, Kindred's there, Northern Cass, Lisbon, Oak Grove, all the teams they normally play in volleyball, basketball, and even a team like Oaks who they play in football, but they don't get put in that region. You also have Hankinson, Enderlin, Sargent County in there. Also, before we move on, I don't know if you caught this. The Oaks Tornadoes had one of the most astounding games of all time. Zayd Heyer threw a no-hitter. I believe it was against Enderlin. Had 20 strikeouts in that game. And for those of you that don't want to do the math, if you want to take 3 times 7 and go like, I don't want to do the math, that's 21 outs you have to record. It's 20 of them were by strikeouts. That's how good Zayd Heyer was. So before we move on to the rest of the region, just want to send a special shout-out to friends over in Oaks, part of the I3G family there. Zayd Heyer for his performance a couple of days ago. Region 2, it's Hatton, Northwood, Hillsborough, Central Valley, LaMoure, Maple River, Mayport, Nelson County, Makota, and Thompson. Thompson's always been a really good baseball school. Hillsborough, Central Valley, you always know they're going to have athletes to show up. Mayport and Hatton Northwood, they're good when they're good. They struggle when they struggle, so on and so on. But I would say Thompson is really the team that you're going to keep an eye out there in Region 2 and who a lot of people are probably expecting to get out of that region. Take a look at Region 4. That is the old Class B region of just hate. And that's Grafton, Langdon, Midway, Park River, and Pembina County North, which is Cavalier, and some of the other affiliate schools. That was the region that I called a lot of during my time up in Grafton, and that is a region that is just it. Midway Minto has gotten really good. Like there was a time where Midway Minto was kind of a little bit of a pushover. They've gotten really good. They've got some great athletes going as well. And Park River is one of the better small town baseball communities in the state. And you can never count out a Langdon or a Grafton as well. So region 4, that's a tough region. It's the smallest region I think they have, but that is a region filled with a lot of competitive fire in it. Region 5 got Bottineau, Dunseith, Harvey Wells County, North Star, Northern Lights Rugby, kind of up for grabs on that one. Region 6, you got Bishop Bryan, Nedrose, Central McLean, Garrison, South Prairie, Max Surrey, Velvet Drank Animus. Region 7's Daylights, Burlington, Divide County, Kenmare, Bowbells, Burke Central, Lewis Clark, Newtown, Ray, Renville County, Stanley, and Tioga. And rounding things out, it'll be Beulah, Hazen, Heart River, Hettinger, Scranton, New England, Shiloh Christian, and Washburn, Wilton, Center Stanton. So the West is a bit, I think, more wide open than the East. The East, you got a lot of just traditional powers that are going to be contending. Then you kind of got this Region 3 that Valley City and LaMoure are in. You got Valley City, of course, dropping down after spending the past few years over at the top level. Again, kind of being that pesky team, but not necessarily a team that could, compete with the bigger schools. They've gone out and put up a couple good performances against Carrington, but now Valley City going to see what they can really do. And Valley City is a little bit like LaMoure, is that they've had, I think, deeper teams at times my 3 years up here, but they still got a lot of pieces on this team that, because the numbers at times were so small, younger players got a lot of run against high level competition in Class A. So now you get to the point where those players are now kind of, playing at a level that's probably a little bit more equal, but they've kind of had that trial by fire. And we kind of got to see a little bit earlier this year how it worked out in volleyball, where I, I don't think a lot of people expected much from Valley City volleyball, except for probably the people in Valley City. Um, that was Valley City volleyball was always a team that was it could hang with some of the upper level schools they were playing against. Just couldn't really beat any of the bigger schools like a Cheyenne, a Red River, or whatnot. But they could absolutely go toe to toe with a team that didn't have a 6'4" outside hitter. And that's kind of the thing with Valley City baseball, is that you feel like if they just could run into a place where talent-wise it equals out, that they could have a chance. But key for Valley City is going to be to avoid the mistakes, because that's one thing that can't be fixed by going down a division or trading place a division, however you want to classify it, is that the mistakes you make in Class A can still happen over in Class B or wherever you're at. So that's going to kind of be the case for Valley City, is just playing clean baseball this year. And LaMoure, you know that they're going to come ready to play today. So we got the LaMoure, Litchfield, Marion Lobos, and the Valley City Highliners. First pitch coming up here in just a little bit. This has been your Sanford Health pregame show. Thank you all for listening today. Keep it right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangela, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and LaMoure. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, save on Our Family Butter, $2.49. Our Family Shredded or Chunk Cheese, $1.99. Cremette Pasta, $1.25 each. Our Family Idaho Russet Red or Yellow Potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. And Family Pack 80% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City. Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Quality matters, and Valley Meat Supply delivers. Rod and Terry, along with their experienced staff, proudly offer locally sourced beef and pork. From fresh ground beef and hand-cut steaks to thick-cut pork chops, incredible bacon, and award-winning jerky and snack sticks. You'll also find the best cheese and deli meats, plus customer favorites like baked beans, seafood, and seasonings to complete any meal. Whether you're feeding the family or grabbing a snack, it all starts with quality you can trust. Come in today and taste the difference at Valley Meat Supply on West Main in Valley City. Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
Jerry Edwards back with you all here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC, 1490 AM, 96.3 FM, also online over at newsdakota.com and on our YouTube channel, KOVC Live. On the mound today for the Highliners, it's going to be James Schwer. Got the ball a lot last year, kind of moved into that number 2 starter role for the Legion team to complement Bryson Heck. Luke Praska kind of slotted into that number 3 role, but Praska and Schwer are probably going to end up being the top 2 starters this year for Valley City. Even though Adam Shenenko put in a good effort in that second game against Carrington. Shenenko's somebody that comes in, throws strikes. You also got a Brody Mueller, who we saw in that first game against Carrington. So Valley City just it kind of always going to come down to pitching in baseball. The more pitching you have, the more chances you have of going on those deep tournament runs. So we'll start things off today with Logan Potts in center field and leading off this game against James Schwer. First pitch inside for ball 1, so first pitch time, 4:32 p.m. 1 ball, no strikes. Bunt is shown, pulls it back, and that'll be in there for a strike. In that first game against Carrington, one of the things that Valley City did really well was utilize that front door breaking ball to righties. Schwer comes in with a fastball and in there at the top of the zone for a called strike 2. So Potts quickly down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So kick and deal by Schwer. Dots the inside corner, called strike 3 on the breaking ball, and that'll be out number 1.
Now batting for the Lobos, left fielder number 12, Ross Fredenberg.
So let's bring up Ross Fredenberg in left field today. So you look at kind of the potential that this pitching staff could be for Valley City. It's going to be kind of, you got the 2 established starters in Schwer and Praska. And that's going to be kind of, who do you go to in a game 3 or 4th game of a tournament? Must win, you think you got Schwer and Praska, but who's going to kind of be the tertiary starters? 2 balls, no strikes here. Schwer's missed out of the zone the first 2 pitches. 2-0 count here. And that'll be up in the zone. The count goes to 3-0. Schwer at times can struggle with command. Kind of almost 1 inning a game where the command just kind of seems to leave. And it's falling down this count 3-0, but he'll get the top of the zone strike, and that'll move the count to 3-1. 3 balls and a strike here with 1 away. And our top of the first inning. Scoreless ball game on the LaRue Lockout Financial Scoreboard. Front Dordom and ball 4. That one started a bit too close to the hip and didn't quite run all the way back inside. So walk drawn by Fredenberg. And this will bring up Mason Workin. Workin, the pitcher today, the right-hand bat for this Lobos lineup. Lobos again coming in 1-1 on the year. Opened up the season with a win against Carrington and then lost to South Border. Schwer looks back the runner at first base. Now we'll kick and fire. That'll be missing low, and the count goes to 1-0. James Schwer out of the stretch is one of the most peculiar, I would say, a tick that I've seen for any pitcher. And that is that even if there isn't a runner on second, he will take a look back at second base before delivering. Now and in there, and the count goes to 1-1. Of course, some of you might remember the great Fernando Valenzuela of Dodgers fame. Used to look up at the sky when he would take out of his windup. 1-1 pitch where it comes set and delivers, and this will be a jam shot. Little floater right to second base. Surprised Valley City didn't actually let that drop. That could have been a golden chance at a double play. But they're going to catch it there, and that'll just be a little, it'll go down the line out as a line out to second base. And let's bring up Brady Hansen. So Brady Hansen catching today. He'll take a rip at the first pitch and come up empty, and the count goes to 0-1. Old school look by Hansen. No batting gloves. No batting gloves, but has the elbow protector. 0-1 pitch upcoming. Schwer comes set at the belt. Will kick and fire. Now run inside, and the count will be 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here on a beautiful day in Valley City. Schwer looking to get out of the inning and get the Highliner bats ready to go here with a scoreless ball game. That'll be grounded foul and back towards the Highliner dugout, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away. Schwer at 15 pitches so far. Really had to labor in that Carrington start. I think he was near 30 in that first inning, but he's more than settled down in this one. That'll be a ground ball over to third. Oh, it takes a nasty short hop, and it'll only be a single, and you can't really put that on the third baseman. That was just, you got third baseman for Valley City, Luke Praska. He's playing it for a certain hop, and he's got to play it off to the side if he tries to. There's no way he can fully get over there, so he's trying to play it on a backhand, and that thing it just hit like a divot right before the bag and just had this nasty low sinking hop to it. So that'll be a single, so 2 men on as the Lobos catch a fortuitous bounce, and this will bring up Jaden Paul, the second baseman. So the kick and fire, and that'll be grounded up the middle. Should be enough to end the inning. Samuelson's got it, and he'll scamper over to second base. So that'll be an unassisted put out over at second base by Samuelson to end things. And that'll bring it into our top of the first inning of play. We'll be back here in a little bit here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Welcome back here, everyone, to Charlie Brown Memorial Baseball Field. Jerry Edwards with you all day on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. So I just got news that hit that we originally gave out went down into the air in the official book. I mean, that's harsh in my opinion, and especially that's home book, man. That's home book. But, that's what happens sometimes. That's just, on Luke on that one, it was going to be a hard play regardless. That's a slow roller down the third base line. It's going to take a good throw to get the runner in the first place. Add on to that, I mean, that's just it's a wicked hop, and it's I don't know, maybe you throw it into like hockey terminology is like, it was like sometimes you classify as a goalie as needing a save. Well, maybe they classify that as they just really needed the put out on that one. Valley City got out of it regardless, but a little harsh to get Praska the air in my opinion. But this will bring up Corbin Powell for the first ABs today for the Highliners. First pitch into Corbin, and that'll be strike one. On the mound today will be Mason Workin. Corbin led the Highliners and Valley City Royals in most offensive categories last year. And the count going to start off here 0-2. Originally, Corbin last year was hitting more towards the middle of the order and then kind of got moved to the top just to give him more ABs. 0-2 pitch. That'll miss off the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. It'll be Powell, Samuelson, and Schwer to start out the evening for the Highliners. 1-2 pitch. And that'll run inside and hit Powell. And Powell will take the hit by pitch.
Next up to bat for the Highlanders, left fielder number 11.
So Corbin gets the hit by pitch, and this will bring up Jack Samuelson. That's why some pitchers avoid working inside with 2 strikes, is they really don't want to hit the batter. And that was supposed to be a slider. That wasn't a fastball. That just slipped out of the hand wrong. And I think Workin maybe was appealing for a little bit, saying Corbin didn't try to get out of the way. And that'll be a wild pitch to the backstop, and Corbin take a deep turn over at second base, so the wild pitch moves up Corbin. to second base. And this will bring up Jack Samuelson. Samuelson, big shortstop for Valley City. Also can slot into play some corner outfield as well in a pinch. 1-0 pitch to Samuelson, and he'll foul that one back to the screen. In those first games against Carrington, Samuelson did a really good job of keeping the swing compact and kind of just shooting the ball all over the diamond. LaMoure playing it with a shift over in the outfield to the left-hand side, leaving a big gap over in right center. And Samuelson shoots this one up the middle. They're going to wave Corbin around third. And that one is not going to get home, so Corbin will come home to give the Highliners a 1-0 lead. Samuelson scorched it up the middle for an RBI single.
Now batting for the Highlanders, pitcher number 12, James Schwer.
And this will bring up James Schwer. So the wild pitch ends up putting Corbin in scoring position, who comes around to score to give Valley City the early 1-0 lead on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. So pitcher James Schwer will step up to the box. First pitch to Schwer off the plate for ball one. Samuelson, I would think you would call more of a situational steal guy. Can definitely get you a bag, but not somebody that you probably want exposing too often, especially on a catcher that has a good arm. That'll catch the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Samuelson, somebody that'll be faster on a ball in the gap going from second to third than he will going from first to second because of those long strides. Schwer takes an inside pitch, and that'll be a called strike. Kind of gives a little nod of the head of him and Hahn, knowing that he wants that call later on. He won't say anything. 1-2 pitch upcoming here. Working, looking to minimize any damage. Schwer will hit a slow roller. That's going to move Samuelson over to second. Now he's trying to get third. No one covering the bag, and Samuelson with a heads-up base running decision. Saw that the third baseman and shortstop all collapsed in on the ball. Nobody went to cover the bag. And Samuelson goes first to third on the ground out. So it'll be a 1-3 put out, but Samuelson gets himself over to third base. And this will bring up Andrew Sikora. So Andrew Sikora in right field. Last year he spent pretty much all of his ABs, or game time I should say, pretty much at first base or at the DH spot. That'll be low, and the count goes to 1-0. Shenenko, though, has kind of moved in, at least early on, to those first base responsibilities. 1-0 pitch, and that'll be in there for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Sikora, somebody that can run into really a timely line drive every now and again, but more of a singles hitter. He'll foul that one away, and the count goes to 1-2. For Workin, what you're looking to get here is an unproductive out. You're looking to force either a slow ground out back to you. You're looking for a strikeout, infield pop-up, shallow pop-up, anything that makes it to where Samuelson cannot get home. Infield pinched in here for the Lobos on the 1-2 count. And this will be a little flare, and that'll be right in front of the pitcher, and Samuelson not moving on that one. Catcher didn't see it, but good job Workin did, and Samuelson couldn't really go because if he takes off and Workin gets there, he's dead meat at third base, so he had to stay close, and just one of those situations right there to where you play the hindsight card a little bit, but it'll be the second straight 1-3 put out, and this time Leighton Hendrickson will step up. Hendrickson in center field. Valley City leading 1-0 on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard, but Workin one out away from wiggling off the hook with minimal damage. 2 balls, no strikes here to Hendrickson. Hendrickson and Rolfsema, their development on offense is going to be what carries Valley City to potentially a deep postseason run, as Rolfsema definitely had a really good back half of the Legion schedule, and so did Shenenko in regards being able to come in as a pinch hitter. Hendrickson, though, somebody that you really want to be able to put together. 2-1 pitch. Hendrickson late on that one, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hendrickson. He's been late on the last couple of fastballs. Workin about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. Working into the windup, kicks, fires, and swings and misses is Leighton Hendrickson, and that'll end things in the first inning. Highliners push across one inning, push one run across in the inning, but that's all they get. So after one inning of play, Valley City has themselves a one-run lead. Back here in a little bit with the start of our second inning here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and LaMoure. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
And we're ready to get back underway here in Valley City as it is a 1-0 lead for the Highliners on the LaRue Lockout Financial Scoreboard as we start our top of the second inning. For the Lobos, it is going to be Easton Thielgis, the third baseman, leading off the frame, followed up by Colin Barnick and Grayson Matson. 6, 7, 8 due up in the inning for the Lobos, and first pitch by Schwer, that's slow slider, moving in for a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch by Schwer. Runs inside. The count even up here at 1 ball, 1 strike. So both teams able to get runners on base in that first frame, but it was the Samuelson single that is currently the difference in the game right now. The count goes to 2-1. That Valley City got the first 2 runners of the game on base, and because Corbin advanced on that wild pitch, able to get home off that Samuelson single. Count now moves to 3-1 as Schwer now all over the place. So 3-1 here as Schwer looks to hone in on the arm angle. Schwer kicks, fires, and that'll be right down the chute for a called strike 2. 3-2 pitch on the way here to Easton Thielgis. Schwer, 1 strikeout of the day so far. And he'll get a second as Thielgis takes a rip at a pitch. Might have been a touch off the plate. But it'll be strikeout number 2 for Schwer, and out number 1 in this top of the second. Colin Barnick. Colin Barnick at shortstop today. Another right-hand bat for the Lobos. Don't think we've seen a lefty from LaMoure yet. Corbin able to steal a strike. That looked to be up and out of the zone, but Corbin able to wrestle it back down and get the call. That'll be a sinking fastball. That's just going to be below the knees for ball 1. Schwer working quickly here. 1-1 pitch. Slow curveball, but doesn't come back down from orbit, and that'll move the count to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Schwer again works fast and able to get a check swing to go around there. The count will be at 2-2. I think Corbin was a little shocked that it wasn't called by the home plate umpire, but home plate umpire deferring to the first base umpire on that one, and he'll get the call. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, James wanted that one. Barnick did a good job selling the inside nature of that pitch, and it'll go to a full 3-2. So back-to-back full counts here for James Schwer. Full count pitch for James, and that'll be called strike 3 on the outside corner as Schwer picks up his second punch out of the inning.
Next up for the Lobos, right fielder, number 7, Grayson Matson.
This will be Grayson Matson coming up. Matson, the right fielder. First pitch by Schwer, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. This one flared off towards the LaMoure dugout. Shenenko giving pursuit, but that ball is going to clear the fence by about, give it 8 or so feet. So no balls, 1 strike with 2 away here in our top of the second inning. Highliners in front early on here, 1-0 as Schwer Looks to get his boys back to the bat rack. And Corbin will steal another outside strike. So the outside fastball has been there for Schwer. It's been there on the friendly side of the zone. See if Workin's taking notes. 0-2 pitch. Corbin didn't try to steal that strike, but got a well-expanded zone on the outside corner. So Schwer strikes out the side to end the second inning, or top of the second, I should say. So we'll go now to the bottom of the second with the Highliners in front by a score of 1-0. Back after the break here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, save on Our Family Butter, $2.49. Our Family Shredded or Chunk Cheese, $1.99. Cremette Pasta, $1.25 each. Our Family Idaho Russet Red or Yellow Potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. And Family Pack 80% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Deliveries available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Rolsema coming up to lead off the bottom of the second for Valley City. Rolsema in left field. It'll be Rolsema, Proska, and Shenenko. First pitch in there for a strike, and the count will go to 0-1. So no balls, one strike here to Rolsema. Working into the windup, will fire and gets the outside corner. So the outside corner has been there for both pitchers today, which is going to ease the, let's say, concerns of both managers. Count will go to 1-2. It's the moment that corner starts closing on one side is where you can start getting the earful, but players and managers are kind of willing to accept it if it's going both ways. And Rolsema takes a half-hearted chop at that one, locked up, and that'll be strikeout number 2 for Workin. So Workin's punched out the last two batters, and this will bring up Luke Praska. So Praska coming up here with one out in this bottom of the second inning. And that'll run inside, nearly clip Praska. Praska kind of gave a half turn. It was going to wear it in the shoulder, but that one got back inside. That'll miss up in the zone, and the count goes to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes here to the Valley City third baseman. That'll come back down from orbit. Started up at the lid of the helmet, then back down to the letters, and the count will go to 2-1. 28th pitch of the game coming from Workin, and that's a very similar pitch. And same result, called strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Workin, see if he fires off the breaking ball for a third time. Nope, goes gas, and he'll get another swing and a miss. So 3 straight punch-outs here for Mason Workin, as this will bring up Adam Shenenko.
For the Highlanders, first baseman number 8, Adam Shenenko.
Shenenko, someone that came off the bench last year for the Legion team as a bit of a pinch hit specialist. And that'll be fouled away, and the count goes to 0-1. He kind of picked up that pinch hit specialist role because of his ability to really make good contact on the first pitch of an AB. And that kind of natural path of his swing yields itself to a lot of kind of knocks over into the right center, kind of like over a lob shot over the head of the second baseman. Takes a rip at that one. He'll foul it off, and the count starts here 0-1. Good inside slider that time, locked up Shenenko, and it goes to 0-2. So Workin looking to punch out his 4th straight hitter and match James Schwer, who punched out the side in the top half of this inning. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, so that gets Shenenko down on strikes. So Workin matches Schwer with 3 punch outs in the inning, so no runs, no hits in the inning for either side. We go to the top of the third. with Valley City still in front 1-0 back here in a little bit here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Quality matters, and Valley Meat Supply delivers. Rod and Terry, along with their experienced staff, proudly offer locally sourced beef and pork. From fresh ground beef and hand-cut steaks to thick-cut pork chops, incredible bacon, and award-winning jerky and snack sticks. You'll also find the best cheese and deli meats, plus customer favorites like baked beans, seafood, and seasonings to complete any meal. Whether you're feeding the family or grabbing a snack, it all starts with quality you can trust. Come in today and taste the difference at Valley Meat Supply on West Main in Valley City.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
9-1-2 due up for the Lobos in this inning. In fact, it'll be 9-1-2 due up in the next inning for Valley City as well. Pretty even a similar affair for both sides today. The difference is pretty much a wild pitch and a single allowed Valley City to get a run home in that bottom of the first inning. First pitch here by Schwer, inside breaking ball, and doesn't come back across the plate. And Irie dips out of the way, and the count will start off here 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. That'll be low and in the dirt. Corbin able to scoop it out and get it back to Schwer, and the count will be 2-0. No hits on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard yet for the Lobos. Valley City with that 1 tally. Also have 1 error as well. Pitch by Schwer, and they'll get a swinging strike on that one, and it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. So it'll be Irie, Potts, and Fredenberg due up. Irie, big first baseman. Open stance a little bit. Schwer goes outside corner and gets it. Irie takes a half look back at the umpire, and well, that corner's been there both sides, so you're just going to have to deal with it. The only thing you can really do with that pitch is foul it off. 1-1. Tries to go outside, but that one just too far outside for the corner. So another full count pitch here for James Schwer. He had to deal with a couple of full counts in that last inning. 3-2 pitch in there, called strike 3. Irie shakes his head. Al might have stolen another strike for his pitcher. And that'll be 4 straight punch-outs for James Schwer. Give him 5 overall in the game, and this will bring up Logan Potts. Potts started out the game with a strikeout. Fredenberg in the on-deck circle walked in his first plate appearance. He only one of 2 base runners so far for the Lobos. 1 ball, no strikes, as that'll miss up to the LaMoure center fielder. I'll skip in the dirt, and the count now at 2-0. So Schwer been on a little bit of effectively wild in this one. But he's just wild right now, as that one's going to go to 3-0 as that misses low and out of the zone. Your Potts here, you might get yourself a green light. You're hunting fastball right down the middle. You're not swinging at anything else, but you have a chance to ambush Schwer here if he does try to get it over for a strike. Schwer, though, will miss up and out of the zone, so second walk issued by Schwer, and this will bring up Ross Fredenberg.
Next on the bat for the Lobos, left fielder, number 12, Ross Fredenberg.
Wind's starting to pick up a little bit here in Valley City. Temperature still at 7 degrees, feels like 63. Temperature right now, 10 miles an hour. Got gusts that go up to 12, but it's just a steady wind right now. Schwer, a little kick and fire, and that one in there for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Again, Schwer with that tick that I just haven't really seen from a pitcher before. If there's no runner on second out of the stretch, he'll still take a look as if there's one back before delivering. Schwer will come set and fire, and that'll run inside, and they say hit by pitch. So 2 men get on after the initial strikeout, and the Lobos have something cooking. This will be Mason Working coming up here, the pitcher, trying to go into business for himself and tie this game up. So top of the order, looking to do damage here for the Lobos. Again, no hits for the Lobos officially. The one hit they might have had by Brady Hansen got overruled into an error by the official book. No balls, no strikes. First pitch here for Schwer will be high and inside, and the count goes to 1-0. So Schwer dealt with this a little bit against Carrington, where he just had that one inning where he couldn't find the command. It was the first inning. After that, settled down, but he only had to throw another inning afterwards. Valley City just kind of went 2-by-2-by-2 to the end. So this is Schwer's first time cracking the third inning. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. 2 men on here for the Lobos. Schwer looking to work around some traffic. You got Shenenko pinched in over at first base. Low and in the dirt. Ball kicks away slightly from Corbin, but he's able to keep it in front of him, and he'll pick that one up and fire it back to Schwer. No advancements by any of the runners. So Schwer trying to find the zone here. What he'd love nothing more is a ground ball hit right to Samuelson that could potentially set up a double play. 2-1 pitch for Schwer. Inside breaking ball for a called strike, and that goes to 2-2. Morgan kind of got locked up on that one. Saw it coming inside, saw him stand straight up, and then that ball dropped right into the basket. 2-2 pitch on the way. That'll be low and inside, and it's a full count. Another full count for Schwer, and that pitch count is a rising. It's up to 49 right now. Schwer coming set at the buckle, looking to avoid walking his second batter of this inning. And he'll miss high, overthrows that one, ball 4. So the base is loaded here, and the Lobos really aren't even swinging the bat.
Catcher number 10, Brady Hansen.
So this will bring out Seth Solderholm, and base is loaded here for the Lobos. We'll be back here in a little bit with the continuation of this game here on KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and LaMoure. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
So Seth Solderholm going out there to try to calm down his pitcher, and there's kind of different types of mound visits. This is the stalling for time / calm down visit, where probably not much is being said, to be quite honest. There's not a lot of substance being brought into it. More than just giving your pitcher a chance to catch his breath and reminding him that LaMoure isn't even really swinging the bats or even fouling anything off. They're more or less just waiting until 2 strikes, and they really haven't challenged him that much. So just kind of getting James to settle down a little bit and just start focusing on the mitt and getting him to pound the zone. So bases loaded for LaMoure, and the count will start off here 0-1 as he gets a swinging strike from Brady Hansen. Hansen reached off an error his first time up. It could have easily been a single. It was a grounder down the third base line that had a wicked hop to it. Gets a swinging strike that time, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes. That'll miss low, and it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that'll be fouled into the screen, so the count stays 1-2. So if you're Schwer, strikeout situation here, ground ball back to the mound would also be helpful as well to set up a 1-2-3 double play. Corners pinched in. They're going to go home with their first read. That'll miss off the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. Problem is for James is that you can't try to blow the doors off him, and that's kind of what he's trying to do. He's gearing up to try to get that third strike thrown as hard as he can when just needs to focus on getting it into the zone. 2-2. Runs inside, ball 3, and that wasn't a bad pitch, but Hansen laid off of it. So James right now is going to need to find the zone here. He's in danger of walking his third hitter of the inning. It's been walk, hit by pitch, walk after the initial strikeout. 3-2 pitch. High, ball 4. So Schwer walks in a run, and the Lobos, without a hit, have tied this game at 1 apiece. So this will bring up Jaden Paul. Paul grounded out to end the first inning. Now an opportunity to drive in the go-ahead run for his team. So Schwer just missing the zone, frankly, and it's just kind of one of those where, as a catcher, you're almost putting an embargo on breaking balls at this point. It's like almost prove to me you can throw 3 straight down the middle. And Schwer's he just doesn't have it right now. He just doesn't have it. You expect this to be a relatively short leash. LSC doesn't have another game after this, so they can get to the bullpen early. And that'll run inside, and yep, that should be the end of the night for Schwer. They're not going to pull him yet.
Now batting for the Lobos, shortstop, number 5 called up.
No, this is going to be Easton Thielgis coming up. So Thielgis, third baseman, struck out his first plate appearance. Schwer has gone from striking out 4 straight to giving up walks or hit by pitches to 5 straight. So 2-1 lead now for the Lobos on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Allen runs inside, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. Base is still loaded here for the Lobos with 2 runners across. Schwer now at 61 pitches. And this will be flared right to second base, and the runner at second didn't necessarily put a lot of giddy in his get-up getting back to the bag, and I don't want to say nearly got doubled off, but that was way closer than it should have been. Off the bat, potentially looked like that it could be a little bit of a flare shot, but that one just died and didn't get out of the infield. So pop up the second, give Schwer an opportunity to get out of the inning. Only giving up those 2 runs, and Barnick going up for his second plate appearance. Struck out in the first one. No balls, 1 strike. And that'll run inside. So another hit by pitch. James Schwer saying that he stuck out the elbow pad, and I don't think he did. I think he just kind of stood straight. And I mean, you're doing it to yourself if you're Valley City at this point. It's walks and hit by pitches. I mean, the Lobos have hit around in the inning, have nearly hit around in the inning, and they haven't put a single ball in play outside of that little flare to second. Allen runs inside, and the count goes to 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 away. Schwer really laboring in this inning. Very close to 40 pitches. Already above 30, and he'll get a gift of a strike call in the outside corner, and the count will go to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwer will throw a slow bender in there for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. So this inning began with a strikeout, and then just a parade of walks and hit by pitches have allowed the Lobos to take a 2-0 lead. The 1-2 pitch, half swing, and they're going to look down to second base, and they're going to say he went around. So swinging strike 3 to end the frame. Lobos scored 2 runs on hit by pitches and walks. No hits in the frame, but the Lobos don't care about that because they got those 2 runs. So at the end of 2.5 innings of baseball, the Lobos now have themselves the lead. Back here in a little bit here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Locko Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Locko and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Chase Coughlin leading off the frame for Valley City, and that'll be high for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. It's a 3-1 lead for the Lobos. Actually, said 2-1, but it is a 3-1 lead. All the runs came off walks or hit by pitches. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll be a nice sharp breaking ball, and working after a shaky first has really put it together. He punched 3 tickets to end the second inning, and now looks like he might start him out with another strikeout. And working gets him on strike, so that is 5 straight strikeouts for Mason Workin. So Valley City has gone from in control of a rather kind of laissez-faire, low-energy type of game to now trailing despite not giving up a hit. That'll lock up Corbin, able to keep the bat back. And they're going to peel down to first base. And they're going to say he went. Not much of a swing there. The 0-1 pitch. And Corbin's going to let it go by. And Valley City finds themselves down in an 0-2 count again. And the more Workin can get settled in, the better it's going to be for the Lobos. As, again, they haven't gotten a hit all game, but they're really – but Valley City's offense really outside of Corbin and Jack Samuelson with that hit by pitch, the wild pitch and the walk, really haven't shown anything in this game. I mean, this is just going to kind of be a game to where whoever plays the cleanest is going to win. And Corbin's going to chop this one into the dirt. And right now you look at the LaRue Lanca Financial Scoreboard. The Lobos don't have an error. Valley City's got one. And there's only been one free pass handed out by Workin. That was the Corbin in the first inning. And Valley City has handed them out like candy. Corbin will chop that one foul, and it'll go to 0-2. Just in that just in this game, got him up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight men have reached base either off errors, walks, or hit by pitches for LaMoure. That'll be in there. Called strike 3. That corner's been there all day, and it's going to be another strikeout for Workin.
Next up at the plate for the Highlanders, shortstop, number 11, Jack Samuelson.
So 6 straight strikeouts for Workin, and right now the energy could not be any more different than for either team right now. Valley City's kind of just in a haze right now. Again, LaMoure's just kind of let Valley City beat themselves. And, well, so far they got that 3-1 lead. Valley City just has not been aggressive enough at the plate, almost like they're expecting Workin to put him on base. But Workin's been around the zone, hasn't issued a walk, and Valley City's got to be able to get these bats going. So Samuelson hits this one to deep center field, way back, and it ain't coming back. Home run, Jack Samuelson deposits it over the center field fence, and, well, there's a potential spark of energy for a team that desperately needed it, as he hits a 1-run shot and will make it a 1-run game. Now James Schwer, opportunity to come up here and, well, try to keep working, laboring in this third inning. But Samuelson hits a shot. He has driven in both runs in this game. So Schwer grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. That'll be a chopper or a slider in there for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, and it was a moment that seemed insignificant at the time. The 0-1 pitcher to Schwer in there for a strike 2. Schwer grounded out to the pitcher, and Samuelson got around first to third on the ground out because no one covered third base. But Valley City, with 2 chances to drive him in, didn't do it. And right now, that missed opportunity is the reason why the Lobos have themselves the 1-run lead. Schwer will chop this one over to short, and it gets through. That'll go down as E6, so Schwer gets on base. That was just a slow roller to Barnick, and Barnick didn't get the glove all the way on the ground, so the Lobos make a mistake, and Valley City still going in the inning.
Right fielder number 7, Andrew Sikora.
Oh, Andrew Sikora comes up. Like Schwer, he bounced out to the pitcher his first time up. So Schwer, not a stolen base threat. It's a little surprising Valley City isn't courtesy running, even if Schwer is not coming out for the next inning. He is still technically the pitcher on the scorecard. That'll miss high, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Valley City 1 hit in the inning. It was a home run by Samuelson to make it a 1-run game. And now Sikora will hit this one to center field. Chasing back the center fielder, way back, and a running catch made in center field by Logan Potts. Sikora got a hold of that one. Just didn't quite get enough on it to get over the head of Potts, who was playing back. And that's how Sikora gets actually a lot of his doubles, is by running into a ball like that and hitting it over the head. But out of that home run by Samuelson, probably had Potts playing back deeper than he normally would have. And Potts gets back to make the catch. So not a bad swing by Sikora, but after 3 innings of play, it'll be the Lobos leading 3-2, and it looks like Luke Proska coming in for relief. So we'll be back here in a little bit here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, save on Our Family Butter, $2.49. Our Family Shredded or Chunk Cheese, $1.99. Cremette Pasta, $1.25 each. Our Family Idaho Russet Red or Yellow Potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. And Family Pack 80% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Deliveries available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Luke Praska in for James Schwer to start this 4th inning as he fires a fastball right by Irie for strike 1. Next pitch for Praska. Now tries the inside slider and will miss alone. The count goes to 1-1. Praska was in line probably to be the second guy for Valley City in terms of the pitching rotation for the Legion team. Then he just lost control at the back half of the season. But he's got stuff, man. When he's on, he's about as unhittable as a pitcher can be. Right now, Valley City needs some good innings of work and relief out of Praska. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll miss outside, and the count will go to 2-2. Irie struck out his first plate appearance, so it's 9-1-2 due up to begin the frame for the Lobos. And that'll be swinging strike 3 for Irie. Chased a pitch up and out of the zone.
Now batting for the Lobos, center fielder number 1, Logan Potts.
This will bring up Logan Potts. Potts 0 for 1 today. Struck out, but did walk in his last plate appearance, and that was the beginning of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight batters reaching off walks or hit by pitches in that 3rd inning for LaMoure. That pitch will dot the corner, and the count will go to 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. That'll miss high, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Proska skips in the changeup there, or the slider, and the count will go to 2-1. So Valley City, just the thing with them is they just got to be able to challenge these LaMoure hitters. When they challenge them, they've been fine, but they're just not putting it around the zone enough. And LaMoure's smart enough just to put the bat on the shoulder. I mean, they might as well just come up at this point and come up holding the bat the opposite way around with the way this game's been going. And that'll be another walk issued by the Highliners.
Now batting for the Lobos, left fielder number 12, Ross Greenberg.
I mean, you look at balls that have been put in play. Workin has one with a line out to second, which was just a lob. Hansen hit a roller to third base. That's been pretty much the only really strong ball that the Lobos have put in play. Jaden Paul rolled out to short. Thiel just popped out to second. Like, the Lobos haven't gotten the ball out of the infield in terms of swinging the bat, and they lead 3-2 because Valley City can't throw strikes. Talked about it in the Sanford L pregame show. The Lobos aren't going to beat themselves, and they will take advantage of teams that are going to beat themselves. Right now, Valley City is beating themselves more than the Lobos are beating them. And a 2-0 count here to Fredenberg, who again hasn't taken a single swing. And that'll miss high, and it's 3-0. I mean, they're just going with the Bunker Hill philosophy of do not swing until you see the whites of their eyes. And right now it's do not swing until you get 2 strikes. Again, like I said, you might as well come up and hold the bat the wrong way around with the way that essentially they've approached these plate appearances. And again, you can't blame them. Have a team that can't find the zone, you're not going to help them out. Might not be pretty, but you're going to got to win how you got to win. And he takes a half swing of that one, and it'll be ruled a full swing. It'll be a full count at 3-2. And you got a feeling this is a pretty big AB right here. If Proska can get him sat down, it gives you a legit chance to get out of the inning scoreless. But he goes off speed, man. He ain't thrown it for a strike pretty much all game and goes off speed there. I don't know where that one came in from, if that's the catcher or that's the dugout, but I feel like you got to have a better feel on that one. At some point, you just got to say you got to get the ball over the plate. You're not even throwing signs. You're just saying play catch. And right now, Valley City is just walking the Lobos around these base paths. And that'll be a high and inside pitch, and that'll put runners at second and third with 1 out. So the wild pitch moves everybody up. Like I said, that last AB felt like it was going to be huge because if you get the out, you put everything off to the side and know that you're 1 pitch away, 1 batter away from getting out of the inning. Now with this situation, you've got to now lock in. That'll miss up, and the count goes to 2-0. So not sure what the record for Valley City is for walks issued in a game is, but we might be getting there at this point. 2-0 pitch. This is inside, ball 3, and this isn't getting squeezed. Like, these are very highly uncompetitive pitches. So 3-0 count with Brady Hansen, the cleanup hitter, standing on deck. And slow curveball in there for a strike, and it'll be 3-1. Three-one pitch on the way with 1 out. Proska gets a call on the inside corner. It's a full count at 3-2. So again, another big-time AB. You get out of this for as bad as things have gone. You're 1 out away from getting out of it. If you don't, bases are full with the cleanup hitter. Knowing another walk could erase all the progress you made last inning. That'll be right down the chute for a called strike 3. I think LaMoure's taken, they've taken maybe 3-4 swings in the last 2 innings. Again, I can't blame them for, this might not be an exciting brand of baseball for LaMoure. It probably isn't even how they want to play. But you got to play the way that's going to give you the best chance of winning. Right now, LaMoure not swinging the bat is giving them the best chance. First pitch misses, and that'll start out the count 1-0. Brady Hansen has reached twice today, E5 and a walk. Base open at first base. Proska will kick and fire. I'll be alone in the dirt. Good block there by Corbin. Count now at 2-0. Going to be critical for Corbin to be able to block all these pitches. 2-0 pitch for Proska. That'll be hit into deep left field, way back. And that is going to be a nice running catch in the gap made by Rolsema. Rolsema did an excellent job of tracking it, and Hansen knows he got a great pitch to hit, made good contact, just didn't quite get it up enough. And Valley City dodges the bullet, and that'll bring up the Highliner order, trying to tie this game up. It's 3-2 after 3.5 innings. Keep it right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Quality matters, and Valley Meat Supply delivers. Rod and Terry, along with their experienced staff, proudly offer locally sourced beef and pork. From fresh ground beef and hand-cut steaks to thick-cut pork chops, incredible bacon, and award-winning jerky and snack sticks. You'll also find the best cheese and deli meats, plus customer favorites like baked beans, seafood, and seasonings to complete any meal. Whether you're feeding the family or grabbing a snack, it all starts with quality you can trust. Come in today and taste the difference at Valley Meat Supply on West Main in Valley City.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Leighton Hendrickson set to lead off the inning for Valley City. Highliners trailing 3-2 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. First pitch in there for a strike, and the catcher didn't see it called a strike. No balls, one strike to Hendrickson. He struck out his first plate appearance, and Workin has dominated the bottom half of this lineup for Valley City. Hendrickson will roll a slow one over to short. Throw is going to be in plenty of time for out number one. So the 6-3 ground out will get things started here in the bottom of this fourth inning.
Up for the Highlanders, the left fielder, number 6, Parker Rolsema.
Rolsema struck out his first time. In fact, the next 5 Highliners have all struck out against Workin in their last ABs. Just, you look at the scoreboard right now, and it's just an odd one. That is off the plate, and the count goes to one ball, no strike. So it's 3-2. Lead for LaMoure. No hits for LaMoure. 2 hits for Valley City. Each team's got 1 error. There's going to be a nice little shot by Rolsema, but it's going to hang up into the air for the right fielder, who will move underneath of it to make the second catch, or make the second out.
Next up for the Highlanders.
And this will bring up Luke Proska. Not a bad swing there by Rolsema. Just got underneath it a little too much. Was looking to line it into down the line, but caught underneath of it. And easy pickings out there in right field for Grayson Matson. So quick start here to the inning for LaMoure. As this will bring up Luke Proska. Proska struck out his first time around. 56 pitches so far here. We're working, and that'll be a foul ball off the mask of our home plate umpire. And this is, if you're smart as a catcher, this is when you go out to the mound and you just talk about nothing with your pitcher for a good 30 seconds. Last thing you want to give the umpire time. You almost want to give the umpire so much time he comes out to get you. They're going to quickly hurry this along. So Proska dealing with a 1-1 count. And therefore a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. For Valley City, this game could get late very, very quickly. Still in the fourth inning, but with the way the bottom of this order has not been hitting, it could very easily turn itself into a rather quick affair. After this, you don't have any more guaranteed. You've only got one more guaranteed time around for the top of the order. And he'll swing and miss at that one, so strike three. So Proska goes down on strikes for the second times today. So no hits, no runs, no errors for Valley City. LaMoure still with 0 hits on the scoreboard, but still with that 3-2 lead as we go to the top of the fifth. Keep it here on KOVC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and LaMoure. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers. Clearly the best.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
3-2 lead for the Lobos as we begin our top of the fifth inning. Leading off for the Lobos is going to be Jaden Paul, excuse me. Ground out to short and a hit by pitch and takes 2 high pass balls, and that'll make the count quickly 2-0. Yeah, this is just kind of how the game's played out. Valley City is just not really forced LaMoure to put the ball in play, and when LaMoure has had to put the ball in play, they haven't really done much with it. But Valley City, despite knowing LaMoure hasn't really done much with the balls that have been hittable, have just they've elected to try to pitch around them. I think is the best way to put it. That'll be a fastball clips the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. The problem is right now is that you're trying to pitch like there's some type of sequence to this. There doesn't need to be a sequence. There just needs to be get the ball over the plate if you're Valley City. Count goes quickly to 3-2 after two straight taken strikes. Problem is you're trying to throw backdoor, indoor, outside. That's going to be fouled into the screen, and the count will be 3-2. Like, there's a time and place to try to hit a sequence where you're trying to work inside, outside, up, down, forward, back. And then there's a time where you just throw the ball over the plate and let your defense work. Full count pitch, that'll be fouled away, so Paul not making it easy. He's late as all can be, but he's making contact. He's pretty much hoping to ride it out and wait for the next high and outside pitch to get on base. 3-2 pitch by Proska, and there's the high and outside pitch, but gets called strike 3, and well, if you're Proska, you'll take that.
Next up for the Lobos, third baseman, number 17, Easton Gilgis.
Yeah, Paul, if you're walking back to the dugout on that one, you really don't feel too entirely sure that was a strike, and you're not going to compromise your zone discipline to make it a strike. And that one looked more like a strike than the last one, and that's called a ball. Oh, 1 ball, no strike, and that's one of the rare kind of outside fastballs we've seen not get called a strike. So Easton Thiel just coming up here. He's one of the rare guys that's 0 for 2. He struck out and has grounded and has popped out the second. I'll be low and in the dirt, so for the second straight count, it starts off 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 away. And that'll catch for a top corner strike, and it'll go to 3-1. That's just what's going to come down to for Valley City is can they throw enough strikes to give their offense a chance to win this game. 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The zone has seemed to expand here a little bit. 3-2 pitch. Proska misses low and outside, and that'll be ball 4. I mean, for Proska, you know that this zone is bigger than usual. You know the umpire probably doesn't want to stand back here all day and just watch everybody walk around the diamond. So he's going to give you a little bit more than maybe you should get, but you can't take it completely out of his hands and miss horribly outside or horribly inside. That one running inside, and it's going to be ball 1. That'll be a ground ball the other way. Valley City was shaded up the middle. Second baseman's going to get their throw. Is going to be in time. Good job there by second baseman Chase Coughlin to be able to run that ball down. He was shaded towards second base, covering in the gap, playing pretty much a shift. And that little slapper the other way nearly resulted in the first hit of the day for the Lobos. But that'll be a 4-3 ground out, and a man gets the second base. So runner in scoring position here for Grayson Matson. Matson has ended 2 innings prior in the second and the third, trying to avoid ending his third inning. He's been punched out in his 2 ABs. 0-1 count. That'll be low and in the dirt, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. And Corbin now going to go out to talk to Luke. It was a rather quick conversation, and this might have been enough time to say fastball only. So 1-1 pitch with a man on second. Lobos up by 1. And that pitch will miss high and inside, and it'll be 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike here in the top of the 5th inning. With 2 away. That slide piece going to be in there, catching the inside corner. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seth Irie, the man on deck, representing the bottom of the order. So the 2-2 pitch coming up here for Proska. And that'll miss high, and it goes to full count at 3-2. Overthrows that one, and it's almost like you can see, I would say, the thought process for Valley City pitchers in their windup. That'll be hit to deep center field, but Valley City's got a man there over in Rolsema, so Valley City works around it. So no hits, no runs for the Lobos. Leave a man in scoring position, and for Matson, that is now the 3rd inning he has ended at the plate. So now for VCSU, again, not out of this game, or for Valley City, excuse me, not out of this game, but they got to find a way to be able to get some production here out of the bottom of the order. 8-9-1 due up for the Highliners back here at the break here on KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, save on Our Family Butter, $2.49. Our Family Shredded or Chunk Cheese, $1.99. Cremette Pasta, $1.25 each. Our Family Idaho Russet Red or Yellow Potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. And Family Pack 80% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Deliveries available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Shenenko coming up for Valley City. He'll take the first pitch in there for a called strike, and it goes to 0-1. So it'll be 8-9-1 due up for Valley City. Bottom of the order has not done much for the Highliners. A lot of strikeouts, and nobody's gotten on base. Shenenko takes a rip at a pitch on the outside half, and it'll be fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. Again, this is where the game can get really late for Valley City, especially if they go 1-2-3 here and don't score. That'll clip the outside corner, called strike 3. That's been there all day, and it's been there for both teams. Got to take a rip on it. Shenango didn't like it, but it's been there. And what I mean by this game can get very late, very quick, is that this is the last guaranteed at-bat for Corbin Powell. And the top part of this order with Corbin and Jack. And LaMoure, all they pretty much have to do is just keep throwing it, and let your defense work right down the pike. And like again, LaMoure's not going to beat themselves in this one. Valley City's going to have to take it away from them. And right now, the bottom of the order just can't touch Workin, who after a shaky first inning has come back and has been punching tickets. So 0-2 count here to the second baseman, Chase Coughlin. And he'll swing at 3 pitches and come up empty on all 3 pitches. So 2 outs quickly here in the inning. And this will be Corbin Powell coming up.
The catcher, number 13, Corbin Powell.
And this is almost very close to could decide the ball game right here. And there's an idea that kind of comes into your head here. You pitch around Corbin to face Jack. So essentially, you put the tying run on base to face Jack, knowing that 1 and 2 aren't guaranteed to up in the lineup. You can sit down Jack Samuelson. You don't have to face the meat of this order or the production of this order so far in this game. So I don't know exactly how much Corbin is going to get to hit. He gets a decent pitch right there, and the count will go to 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Corbin launches this one to deep left field, flips his bat, watches it go, and it's gone, a home run. And Corbin Powell ties the game at 3 apiece. That ball was launched over the left center wall, and the Highliners have tied the game at 3. 2 of their 3 hits have been home runs, and now the second. And now the man who homered first in the game, Jack Samuelson, comes up. And Corbin Powell, with 1 swing of the bat, has changed the vibes of this game entirely. And Corbin threw his bat over so far it had to be retrieved there by James Schwer. Yeah, there was a little bit of perturbedness in that swing there for Corbin. So now this will be Jack Samuelson coming up, and they're going to pitch to him. Well, I don't know how much they're going to pitch to him. I would just hold the 4 out to the side. But they're going to pitch to him here. Again, I just don't know how much you're going to give Samuelson the hit in this game. Samuelson hits this one to right field. It's deep and keeps going, but it'll be caught over by the right fielder, Madsen, probably about 5 feet or so in front of the wall. So Samuelson gave it a ride, but couldn't go Oppo Taco. And that'll bring it into the 5th inning. But Valley City ties the game with a 2-out solo shot by Corbin Powell. Back here after this break here on KOVC.
Quality matters, and Valley Meat Supply delivers. Rod and Terry, along with their experienced staff, proudly offer locally sourced beef and pork. From fresh ground beef and hand-cut steaks to thick-cut pork chops, incredible bacon, and award-winning jerky and snack sticks. You'll also find the best cheese and deli meats, plus customer favorites like baked beans, seafood, and seasonings to complete any meal. Whether you're feeding the family or grabbing a snack, it all starts with quality you can trust. Come in today and taste the difference at Valley Meat Supply on West Main in Valley City.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
So with 1 swing of the bat, Corbin Powell has made it a new ball game as we go to the 6th inning, tied up here at 3 apiece. So the question is, what's going to win out first? Is it going to be LaMoure's patience, or will it be Valley City's 2-headed tandem at the top? All right, now the two-headed tandem doesn't have another guaranteed at-bat in regulation. And LaMoure's patience, well, that's been pretty constant throughout 1 through 9. Seth Irie struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. He's 0 for 2. That'll be in there for another called strike, and it's 0-2. Irie has begun the 3rd, 4th, and 6th innings. Now the 0-2 count. In there, 3 straight heaters down the middle, and
now batting to the Lobos in the top of the order, center fielder.
Every once in a while you're waiting to see the whites of their eyes, you can catch a bullet right between the eyebrows, and right there, Luke Praska just picked them off from deep, and LaMoure, see if that kind of shakes their approach here, and that's going to be a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. So that's the first time I think we've seen 4 straight thrown strikes in this game for Valley City, at least since the first couple of innings. Slider misses off the plate, and the count goes to 1-2. Logan Potts, strikeout, walk, walk. Ross Fredenberg's up next. Walk, hit by pitch, walk. Now the count goes to 2-1. Mason Workin, who's in the hole, little bloop the second, walk, strikeout. And that'll miss, and the count goes to 3-1. He's tried to throw that slider 3 straight pitches. He's missed all 3 times. The fastball was hitting. Now that off-speed pitch has gotten him in trouble. And that'll be inside, ball 4. Don't know where the sequencing on that came from. Again, whether it's being called on the field or whether it's the dugout, but it worked. Like the first batter, you threw 3 straight fastballs and they didn't swing. You throw a 4th one, he doesn't swing, and then you try to snap off 3 breaking balls and get yourself behind the count. Fastball misses out of the zone and it goes to 1-0. I mean, this is just, it's agonizing to watch if you're in the field for Valley City on defense, because you just want the Lobos to put the ball in play so bad, but the Lobos are just going to stand up there and just not swing. You almost wonder if Valley City just started to underhand the ball in there, what would happen? 2-0 going to be hit into the gap. Leighton Hendrickson giving a pursuit, and he'll make a running catch. That was a big-time catch. That got over the head of Hendrickson. The runner had to check up at first base, but that might have gotten deep enough away from him to be able to score that run. But Hendrickson makes a nice play in the gap, and that'll be 2 outs here in the inning.
Now batting for the Lobos, number 6, Mason Workin.
So Mason Workin pitched well in this one. 3 runs here given up in 5 innings. That one low, and the count will start off here at 1-0. Workin hit a little bloop the second his first time up, walk, and is struck out. Praska, into his 3rd inning of work, will throw a ball behind the head. Runner thought about going, throw back to first, and not in time. That's every first base coach's nightmare. You just got to be committed full send or not. You go halfway and you get caught up trying to play it both sides. You usually get thrown out, and better throw might have got the runner. 2-0 pitch, slider hit high into the air. Rolsema moves in to make the catch, so Valley City works around another walk as they'll get the fly out to left field to end things. So Highliners at the end of 5.5 innings have a chance to take the lead here, but again, somebody in this order has to do damage outside of Powell and Samuelson. Schwer, Sikora, and Hendrickson are coming up next. Keep it right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC, as we get set to start our bottom of the 6th.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 4 great reasons are Dr. Bone, Dr. Freilich, Dr. Jangoa, and now introducing Dr. Jordan Thomas, 4 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and LaMoure. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical...
Time to listen and care.
James Schwer to lead off this bottom of the sixth inning for Valley City. Score tied up 3-3 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Do a full run through. 3 runs for both sides. No hits for LaMoure. 3 hits for Valley City. 1 error for both sides. 0-1 pitch here to James. He'll sky this one up into the air. Catcher couldn't find it. Given pursuit, trying to find it, and he'll make the catch in foul ground. Schwer popped that one straight up into the air and got into the swirling wind, and catcher couldn't really find it, but then eventually just managed to get enough of a read to move in. And usually you want to be parked right underneath that thing. You never want to be running forward, really, with the catcher's mitt trying to catch everything because of the lips that are on the top and the bottom of that apparatus. That one in there, and the count goes to 0-1. This will be Andrew Sikora. So Andrew Sikora, 0 for 2 today. Bounce out and a fly out. That one in there for a strike, and the count quickly at 0-2. Sikora gave the ball pretty good ride in his last AB to end the third inning. Working tries to go backdoor slider, and that'll miss, and the count goes to 1-1. That was right after Samuelson hit a home run to make it a 3-2 game. And now Sikora, a little doink shot down the right field. Can he take advantage of the outfielders playing back? He will. Now he's trying to stretch it into a double. The throw is cut off. So Sikora gets a double on the play, and just aggressive base running pays off. And now this will be Leighton Hendrickson coming up. So somebody outside of Samuelson and Powell come through. Now Valley City has the go-ahead run at second base here with 1 out for Leighton Hendrickson. Leighton Hendrickson has a strikeout and a ground out to short. Takes a big rip of that first pitch, and the count will go to 0-1. Working now just shy of 80 pitches on the day. Your Hendrickson, just anything into the outfield will do. Preferably something soft to give Sikora a chance to round the bases, but he's first got to catch up to that fastball. He's been late. And again, you would think that here's coming another fastball. Don't really care about working up in the zone. And he bloops this one out in the right center. Sikora's going to take off and go. That was going to get down for hit. They're going to wave Sikora around third. The throw is not going to come, and Valley City takes the lead. So Leighton Hendrickson with a timely doinker into right center has given the Highliners a 4-3 lead. So this will bring up Parker Rolsema. Rolsema, strike out and a pop out to right. Not a bad swing that last time around with that fly out to right. Got underneath of it, but a similar swing. If he's able to level that swing out, that's a liner down the right field line, and that could be trouble. Laid on the fastball there, and the count goes to 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. Valley City now in front, 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Luke Praska has done well to work in and out of jams. Question is, do you trust the command enough to put him out there for 4 innings? And that's going to be fouled off Rolsema. That one caught the lip of the plate and then bounced back and got Rolsema. So foul ball, and the count goes to 0-2. Luke Praska, the man on deck. And a lot of punch-outs in the back half of this lineup. And that'll be fouled into the screen, and the count stays at 0-2. For Valley City, what you'd love right now is just anything to just get by the catcher. Brady Hansen to get Hendrickson over to second base. That way you could get what would feel like a very, very, very large insurance run. 0-2 pitch coming up. And Rolsema staying alive. So Rolsema is fighting here. So if Rolsema, he's able to just find a patch of grass here. He's able to just shoot this into a gap. Things could get interesting. Working at pitch 84. That'll run inside and hit Rolsema, and that'll be just as good of as a single in that situation. So Rolsema keeps himself alive long enough to draw a hit by pitch. And this will be Luke Proska coming up. I would not be surprised here if you see Proska lay down a bunt. Usually I'm against one-out sack bunting, but with Adam Shenenko, the ambush specialist, coming up, you could get 2 men into scoring position here for a guy that excels at hitting first pitch fastballs. Again, normally I'm against first pitch sack or a one-out sack bunting because I feel like you're giving away an out, but I really feel like that you could give yourself the best chance to get an extra insurance run here if you give Shenenko 2 guys on. But they're going to let Proska hit here. 1-1. That's low and outside, and that ball is going to get by the catcher, and so Valley City gets the break they need. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. The third baseman's playing in, and Leighton Hendrickson can run. I mean, now they're going to pinch him in. First baseman's also going to pinch in here a little bit. So LaMoure pinched in across the infield. Hard hit ball at the middle could score 2, but that's going to miss outside, and the count goes to 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 away. The pitch, Proska takes outside, ball 4. Good AB by him to stay patient. This will bring up Adam Shenenko.
Now batting for the Highlanders.
And now LaMoure will take their first mound visit. So mound visit coming up here. Bases juiced, 1 out. Valley City up 4-3. Shenenko coming up. We'll be back here after this 30-second pause on KOVC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
So we're back here. It is 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Valley City has the bases juiced, leading by a score of 4-3. So LaMoure's taking their time out on the mound, and you don't know if they're going to make the pitch and change or not, but it looks like they're going to stick with working. So Adam Shenenko is coming up here. He drove in a walk-off hit during the regionals of the Legion season to help Valley City avoid an upset at the hands of Watford City.
Number 8, Adam Shenenko.
You got to imagine they're telling Workin, do not give him a fastball. They give him a fastball outside, and the count goes 1-0. If you're Adam Shenenko, this is a situation you've been in plenty of times before. He's just thinking, go the other way with it, deposit it into right center. Ooh, gets a call on the outside corner, and again, that corner's been there for both sides, but that's a tough one to take. There's a big difference between 2-0 and 1-1. Shenenko has to react in kind to that being called a strike, and he takes a whack at it and will foul it over to the dugout, and the count will be 1-2. So Shenenko, followed up by Chase Coughlin. 1-2 pitch on the way. Shenenko grounds that foul, and it'll be 1-2. So the bases are juiced for Valley City. Leighton Hendrickson got a single to give Valley City the lead. Rolsema got hit by a pitch, and Proska drew a walk to load the bases. Shenenko trying to come through here. And now hits this one to short. Bouncer gets through, and that could score a pair of runs. And now a bit of an overrun in center field. Valley City trying to get runners to second and third, and they'll do so. So the error leads to 2 runs coming in scoring and allows the runners to get the second and third as well. So Valley City leads 5-3.
Now batting for the Highlanders, second baseman.
And that is a costly error. So that is so 2 runs coming to score, make it a 6-3 game for Valley City. That one in there, and that'll be called strike 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. That's a costly error by the shortstop, Barnick. And now Coughlin trying to doink this one, and well, with the infield pinched in here, Coughlin, if he can find a way just to lob it over the head of the first baseman, that would almost be a brutal gut punch for LaMoure. But Valley City, big insurance runs here. 0-2 count. Coughlin stays alive, and it'll be no balls, 2 strikes. Be interesting to see if Coughlin, if he doesn't get on base and it's 2 outs, what they do with Corbin Powell. Because you walk him, you're facing another guy that hit a home run off working, and that'll be strike 3. So 3rd time today, Coughlin's gone down on strikes. Now, I mean, this is the predicament. Do you walk the guy that just hit a tape measure shot off you to face the other guy who hit a tape measure shot off you? Corbin Powell hit by a pitch his first time around, came around to score off a Jack Samuelson single, struck out his 2nd time, then hit the game-tying home run in the previous inning. About to be the 100th pitch here for Workin, and Corbin a little half swing. He's just going to doink it right at second baseman, who can't make the catch. And Valley City's going to get across a run. Corbin's going to go to second. He's not going to draw a throw. So, well, I think if it hit his glove, it's an error. So that's going to be.
Next up for the Highlanders, number 11, Jack Samuelson.
So that'll be the 3rd error for LaMoure. So their errors have resulted in at least 2 runs coming around to score. I don't know if they turn a double play on that 1 ball, but they have for sure given up 2 runs because of those errors. And this will bring up Jack Samuelson, and at this point, I have no idea why you're pitching to Jack Samuelson, because 1 swing here pretty much ends this game. Oh, Samuelson gets the hanging breaking ball that he would have loved to taken a rip at and deposit it over the left field fence, but lets it go, and the count goes to 1-1. And it takes a check swing on that one, and it goes to 2-1. Again, I'm real surprised they're pitching to Samuelson here, because 4 runs are still in Grand Slam territory, but you got to ask yourself, who's more likely to put you out of Grand Slam territory, Jack Samuelson or James Schwer? And they're working around him. Either Workin's out of gas or they're working around him. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 on for Valley City. 4 runs across in the inning. Samuelson got ahead of himself, skies it into the air. It's in the shallow right field. Second baseman doesn't see it, and he dives and can't make the catch. Samuelson might have 3 out of this. And he's going to get to 3, so 2 runs come around to score. Samuelson just skied it into the air, and it was a diving effort out by the second baseman.
The first baseman, number 12, James Schwer.
So wait to see how that officially gets scored. All right, so we have a split decision. We have a hit or an error. The official book has it an error. So that's 4 errors for LaMoure. That ticks off Samuelson probably, because he'd like those 2 steaks. But that'll be a ground ball by Schwer over to first, and Valley City pushes 6 runs across in the inning, take a 9-3 lead. We'll be back here in a little bit after the break here on KOVC.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, save on Our Family Butter, $2.49. Our Family Shredded or Chunk Cheese, $1.99. Cremette Pasta, $1.25 each. Our Family Idaho Russet Red or Yellow Potatoes, 5-pound bag, just $1.99. And Family Pack 80% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Deliveries available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
9-3 lead for Valley City as we get set to start our top of the 7th inning as, well, the glove came off for LaMoure in that last inning. Talking about at least, probably, you tack him up here. You're talking at least, count him up 1, 2, at least 6 runs for, well, excuse me, at least 5 runs in the inning for LaMoure were air-based as just didn't get the results you needed. So Valley City's got breathing room here, and they'll keep Luke Praska in the game. The first batter is going to start off here at a 2-0 count. It's going to be Brady Hansen. And misses the high strike, and the count's going to go to 3-0. So Jaden Paul, man due on deck. So it's Hansen, Paul, and Thielgis. Start off this 7th inning. And that last pitch was the same as the first, but a different result, and it'll be a called strike. Now this is when you might see a catcher or a pitcher start barking at the umpire in the box because this could very easily be their last AB, so they don't have to worry about managing the strike zone anymore. That's a beautiful front door curveball, and that locked up Hansen. So LaMoure has yet to record a hit in this game. Nebraska gonna throw a curveball, and Hansen doesn't bother getting out of the way of it, and that'll be hit by pitch.
Now batting for the Lobos, number 16, Jaden Paul.
This will bring up Jaden Paul. Unassisted ground out to short, a hit by pitch, and a walk. For Valley City, you have Praska at 67 pitches in this one. You wonder how long you're going to let him go. He's got quite the long leash, of course, with that lead, but it's a question of when do you put in somebody else. Again, nobody's kind of fully worked out to their kind of usual length yet. You can tell with Schwer once he got above 50 pitches. That one in there as a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Schwer gave you 3 innings. Praska is trying to pick up the 4-inning save. Oh, diabolical on the breaking ball right there. Gets Paul chopping at it, and I don't know, even if he made contact, if it would have been bad enough to roll into a double play, kind of just looked like he almost would have spiked it into the ground in the foul territory. Front door breaking ball locked him up, so Paul gets punched out for the 2nd time today.
Now batting for the Lobos, number 17, Easton Thielgis.
This will bring up Easton Thielgis. Thielgis strikeout, pop out to 2nd, and a walk. Praska comes set and fires. This will be fouled away, and the count will start off here 0-1. Question is for LaMoure, it's like you could be patient here if you were down by 2 or 1. I don't know if you can be patient down by 6. Down by 6, you got to just, first thing you see to hit, you got to take a rip at. That'll run inside, and the count will be 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. That'll be in there, and the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Praska now at 75 pitches. And another high and in fastball, and it'll go to a full 3-2. Colin Barnick, the man on deck. So the full count pitch upcoming here for Proska. Gets a called strike 3 on the inside corner. So Valley City 1 out away from what would be one of the most dubious no-hitters of all time in terms of stat lines and walks. But a no-hitter nonetheless. That pitch will miss outside, and it'll go 1 ball, no strikes. Barnick, strikeout, hit by pitch, and a 4-3 ground out. Inside breaking ball too low, and it'll go to 2-0. Corbin going to ask for a new ball. This might be a bit of gamesmanship there to kind of have a half kind of timeout there for Proska. About to throw his 80th pitch. And this will be hit into deep left center, but Layton looks to be moving over. And it gets over his head. Layton's going to get this ball into Samuelson. LaMoure is going to hold up, and I have it as a double. Layton couldn't get to the ball, and wait for the official book, I guess, for Valley City. I mean, it's just, I have it as a double. So LaMoure's got their first hit, so they bust up the no-hitter, and now Matson going to try to keep the game alive. He has been retired in all 3 at-bats, and he has ended the inning in all 3 at-bats. In there for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike with 2 away. Oh, 1 pitch. That's low and in the dirt. Corbin blocks, and it'll be 1-1. So Valley City, the official book did give them the hit, so it is officially a broken up no-hitter. Again, going back to the first inning, could you argue it should have been a single? Yes, but that one, in all honesty, should have been a double. So that count goes to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Pitch by Luke, low and in the dirt. So LaMoure have a chance here to get the bases loaded. But Luke's got to find the zone here. Again, he's pitched well enough to get the win in this game, but he's got to be able to raid the zone here a little bit. Gets a call on the outside corner. So it'll be a full count at 3-2. So full count 3-2 with 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch for Proska, swung on and missed. And Valley City will complete the come-from-behind win, 9-3. 1 hit for the Lobos, double by Colin Barnick to deny Valley City of what would have been a more dubious no-hit ever. But overall, a W on the day for Valley City. Just kind of going through the game here, and it's a win, but certainly room for improvement on this one. In no world should you be tied with a team that's getting no hit in the 6th inning through 6 innings or through 5 innings, excuse me. Well, when you have 2 home runs, you just kind of go to this, and I mean, the top of the order produced, and you know that's going to be the constant, is Corbin Powell and Jack Samuelson. Both of them got a pair of home runs in this one, solo shots. The difference in this one is that when they really needed the bottom of the order to step up and make something happen, they got it to happen. But it's still, for LaMoure, it's just the air's really piled up. Let's start off here, the top of the 5th. James Schwer popped out to the catcher to start the inning. Then you get the double by Andrew Sikora. And then Leighton Hendrickson gets a single, and I mean, that's just good hitting by Leighton Hendrickson. So you give up the run right there. Rolsema gets hit by a pitch. Then you load out the bases with Luke Proska. Adam Shenenko hits a slow roller to short. I don't know if they turn 2 on that, LaMoure does. I know a run definitely comes in the score, just because I don't know if they turn it. But the E6 allows that second run to come around and score. So you know for sure you've given them one extra run because of an error. Corbin Powell just got jammed, hit a floater that just should have been caught. LaMoure knows it should have been caught. It hits off the glove. It drops for a run. So that's now 2 runs you've given Valley City because of errors. And then Jack Samuelson, he hits a floater, and that's another error over into the outfield. And that's now 4 runs come across in that inning out of the 6 Valley City scored that you just gifted them. And you can't give Valley City 4 runs. It was a game that LaMoure was in because they had let Valley City beat themselves in the 3rd inning, and the pitching had done good enough to keep Valley City at bay. But when the mistakes piled on there for LaMoure, that's when everything kind of changed around. So if you're looking at this for LaMoure, it's the bats have to find a way to be a factor. And again, as harsh as this might sound, LaMoure really did come up there, and they might as well have just had the bats held around the opposite way for how they approached the game. And again, I'm not going to blame them. Valley City, for the entirety of that 3rd inning and for chunks of the other time, couldn't throw 2 strikes together to save their life. So I get being patient, but that's what kind of made you frustrated if you're watching on the Valley City fan, is that LaMoure's not swinging the bat. Like, it is legitimately, you might as well just be pitching against a weeble wobble in the plate, in the box. You just got to throw it down the middle, and just Valley City ended up doing it enough to win the game. And you kind of go back, and I would say LaMoure started to put better swings on the ball. Layton had to make a couple of plays out there in center field, like Fredenberg, Workin, Hansen, all drove the ball decently at some points, but it's just so hard to evaluate, I would say, LaMoure's offense in this one, because at times they weren't really challenged, and when they were challenged, they put some decent swings on the ball, but you can also say they were entirely too passive, and I'll say that in the 7th inning. You know, Hansen starts it off with a hit by pitch, but Jaden Paul didn't want to swing the bat. Easton Thiel just didn't want to swing the bat. Colin Barnett got a good pitch to hit, and if Hendrickson gets a little bit of a better jump in center field, you get no hit, but Barnett able to drop it over the top of Hendrickson for a double, but you get the Mattson, and you feel for Mattson, and sometimes this is just how baseball goes. You play 7 innings, and 4 innings end with you striking out. So you kind of look at kind of the things Valley City, why were they able to kind of make sure the 3rd inning didn't keep happening over and over again? Well, the 8-9 was 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts. And so Valley City might not have been able to string together quick innings, but they could make sure they could at least have an out when the bottom of the order came up. So it was it's a win. That's what I can say. Baseball is weird sometimes. You get games like this where it's a 9-3 win. Your Valley City just kind of sit there and be like, all right, it's 9-3, but it certainly don't feel like a 9-3 win. But ultimately, Valley City did enough to win. You got enough production out of the bottom of the order. They put the ball in play enough. LaMoure had made too many mistakes, and really LaMoure was a team that wasn't making mistakes through the first pretty much 5 innings of the game, and that's what allowed them to kind of have the lead. Then kind of just you look at how Valley City tied the game up. You hit Corbin Powell with a pitch. You throw a wild pitch. He gets the second. Jack Samuelson hits a single. You hold Valley City at bay. You get Corbin to strike out to get 2 outs in the 3rd inning after you just took that 3-1 lead. Jack Samuelson hits a monster shot over the left center fence to give Valley City some life. You go scoreless in the 4th again. Again, your pitching's doing a good job of just completely dominating the bottom end of the Valley City order. And then you get to the 5th, you get 2 outs again. And like I said, I wouldn't have been surprised if LaMoure intended to pitch around Corbin to face Jack. And not because I think Jack's an easy out. He's not. He's a phenomenal player. But because instead of having to face Corbin and Jack twice, you could have just faced Jack once. And again, I know you put the go-ahead run at the plate, and Jack's, of course, a very dangerous bat. But if you set him down 6, it would have been 3 through 9 due up for Valley City the rest of the way, and nobody got a hit, and nobody up until the 6th inning had gotten a hit. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't pitch around Corbin a little bit in that 5th inning, but he hit a bomb, and that tied the game up, and LaMoure had guys on base that couldn't take advantage. Again, nobody seemed capable of driving in those runs. Valley City made some good running plays in the outfield as well, but when you don't get the hit, that's just kind of, LaMoure was a team that could have very well been and putting up a number on Valley City. Nobody got the hit to drive in multiple runs. It truly was just the parade in the 3rd inning that allowed them to get all those runs. But you get to that 6th inning, and again, the big hit was Leighton Hendrickson. Just does a good job doing what you need. And again, Leighton had a tough game. He had struck out and had grounded out to short, but he did a good job coming through there, turns out to be the game-winning RBI. Rolsma did a heck of a job working an AB, working his way from 0-2. Stayed alive long enough to get hit by a pitch. Proska, of course, draws the walk. And Shenenko, he puts it in play. Again, I don't know if they turn 2 there, but because you don't get any outs there, you essentially let the floodgates open, and at least 4 of the 6 runs Valley City scored in those innings came off of errors. So it's a tough one to swallow if you're LaMoure. But Valley City wins this one 9-3. Thank you all for listening. We'll have the full write-up of the game here in just a little bit over on NewsDakota.com. Coming up next, we got Keith Urban here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.